Hi, thanks for stopping by and welcome to my channel. Kobo recently launched two new e-readers, Sage and Libra 2, with new features. In this video, we will see what these new models brings in and whether you should upgrade to them if you already have either Libra H2O or Forma. In terms of screen size, Sage is 8 inches and Libra 2 is 7 inches. They have different resolutions, but the pixel per inch is 300 in both models. They both have e-ink Carta 1200 touchscreen, and Kobo claims that this produces 20% better response times and a 15% improvement in contrast ratio. Faster response time will help in better handwriting as Sage has stylus support, and better animation of e-paper for both Sage and Libra 2. There is no improvement in memory, which is 1 GB across the board, which is a bit of disappointment because when I reviewed the PDF performance of Libra H2O, it did not do well. If you're interested, you can check my other video. I have put the link in the description below. However, Sage gets a quad-core 1.8 GHz processor, so that should help in PDF performance. I will test it when I get my hands onto it. But for Libra 2, there is no change in the processor department as well. Storage is 32 GB in both Sage and Libra 2, so you no longer have an option to choose a lower storage size in case you were using that to reduce the purchase cost a bit. Wi-Fi again does not support Wi-Fi 6, but this is not a problem at all as you don't use it for browsing or watching videos. Once you have downloaded the ebook, it's there, so slower or faster Wi-Fi speeds do not mean anything for an e-reader device. Both Sage and Libra 2 get Bluetooth to support the audiobooks. This was a gap on all the former Kobo e-readers in comparison with Amazon's Kindle Oasis. I will talk a little bit more on this topic later in this video. And finally, you have a USB-C interface for your charging and PC or Mac connection needs. Not a groundbreaking thing for an e-reader, but it was something a lot of people were asking from long time, and here you have it. For me, micro USB is just fine as you don't charge these things often and you're not going to transfer huge files from your PC or Mac to your e-reader, so throughput is not a big enhancement that you will notice. In terms of physical layout, the design language is the same in case of Sage and Libra 2, and there is not much of a difference if you compare with Libra H2O as well, except that it is a bit roundish in the button area. At the back, the difference is only in the texture and they all look the same. Side profile is again same, but in Libra H2O you will see a slight elevation in the button area when you compare it with Sage and Libra 2, which is again a bit roundish. I personally feel that this slight elevation in Libra H2O is better in terms of grip, but since I have not tested with the new model, I cannot do a fair comparison. Now let's talk about the usability of the audiobook and whether it could be a deal breaker for most of the e-reader community. You can already use today a Kobo app and listen to audiobooks. When it comes to audio, it does not matter whether you're using an e-reader or a phone, because most likely you will not be looking when you're listening, right? So some of the use cases would be like when you are commuting or you just want to lie down and listen to the book. But this is my personal opinion. Many would disagree with me. Another thing to note is that the Bluetooth is a new feature and it is 4.0 and not 5.0. So the range will not be that much. And another thing to note is that it does not have a rescan feature, which means that if your device is not detected for the very first time, then you cannot just rescan to see if it is then detected. You will have to go back and then come back in order to check if your device is now detected. This looks like a bug and Kobo might fix it in the near future with some software update. To conclude, if you are a first time buyer, then definitely Sage is a better purchase as it has Ellipsa grade processor and it also has a stylus support. The stylus is not included as part of the purchase, but you can always buy it as it is not that costly. If you already have any Kobo e-reading device below Ellipsa, then you can also consider upgrading it. However, if you are on a tight budget, then my recommendation would be to go with Libra 2. But if you do not care much about audiobooks and USB-C interface, then you might as well consider going for Libra H2O, because the price difference between Libra H2O and Libra 2 here in Singapore is not much. Libra 2 is just $10 more than Libra H2O. So obviously at that price difference, nobody is going to choose Libra H2O over Libra 2. So you might get better discounts on Libra H2O. And at that point, Libra H2O would be a better purchase option as opposed to Libra 2. But it is a matter of personal choice. With this, we have reached the end of this video. I hope you found the information provided in this video helpful. If you liked it, then please consider subscribing to support the channel. Until next time, goodbye and take care.